Before we start today's video, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below. Use code Ahsoka in all caps to get $7 off your order. May the Force be with you, and enjoy the vid.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we are going to be discussing a bit of a controversial rumor that is circulating around in the recent, that there being Star Wars or Lucasfilm's new plan for a fourth spin-off Star Wars movie. Currently in the running is of course Rogue One, definitely a top tier movie. I think that's just about everybody's favorite Disney era Star Wars movie, if not spin-off movie of course, followed up by the Han Solo Star Wars movie, and on top of that followed, technically isn't out yet, but it's going to be hopefully sooner rather than later, and have actual official production updates on it and everything of that nature, being Donald and Stephen Glover's Lando movie that was first originally announced to be a Disney Plus show, now seems to have been converted over and into a movie. So that would also put onto the lineup a potential fourth Star Wars spin-off movie, something that's recently been rumored around and has joined the rumor mill for a galaxy far, far away. It's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video, guys. We, of course, are going to go ahead. We're going to hop right on into it, kind of break it all down for you guys with everything that we know and everything that we'd be anticipating right now. Before we do, though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars-related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So, if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel almost daily. There is a lot of Star Wars news and stuff going around. It can be a lot to keep track of. It's exactly why we are here. Not just to keep you guys updated with everything, but also break it down for you guys and get a better understanding. As always, I really appreciate all of the support. Okay, so in this video, we are going to be taking a quick read from one of my favorites out there, thedirect.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there, as well as an overall garnering source. Star Wars is now planning a potential possible fourth Star Wars spin-off movie, and it's sure to be quite a diverse device one at that. The galaxy far, far away could be about to return to a particularly prickly corner of the franchise. I think, better late than never, or much rather sooner rather than later, and also on the same terminology of strike while it's still hot. That's something that Star Wars just hasn't ever really done before. Of course, aside from the fact of releasing movies back to back in the given trilogies, you can argue like, oh, it's striking while it's hot there. That's just how they roll in a galaxy far, far away. That doesn't really necessarily count. I'm talking more into the aspect of that making more sequel trilogy content is something that they definitely should be doing, striking while it is still hot. Technically, if you really want to look at it from that perspective, they did do that for the prequel trilogy to a point, even though it was still a couple of years later, but still nowhere close to as many years later as we are now. It's been 5 years since The Rise of Skywalker released in theaters, and when you compare that to Revenge of the Sith coming out in 2005, and then having the animated show, the 2D version actually releasing before that, and then also having the Cartoon Network one, The Clone Wars, in 2008, there's a 3-year gap there. So striking while it's hot is definitely something to kind of keep in mind. Let me know what you may think about that in the comments down below. Star Wars has plans for its fourth official spin-off movie, and while this one is the most divisive one quite yet, and since the launch of the Star Wars sequel trilogy in 2015, over 10 years ago, the Starfaring brand has started dipping its toes into the world of the cinematic spin-offs in between there. So far, this has come to fruition in the forms of Rogue One and Solo as movies, and it can also be argued that there's other spin-off projects such as shows on Disney Plus. A new recent rumored report revealed that Lucasfilm and Disney may be actively developing a fourth Star Wars spin-off movie, this one likely being set within the sequel trilogy, of course. This joins the likes of Solo and Rogue One and the long-gesturing Lando movie led by Atlanta star Donald Glover, spinning off of the Solo movie and Lando Calrissian as a character, and as spin-offs of other Star Wars movies either released or planned for the Lucasfilm slate. According to the industry insider Daniel Richman over his Patreon page, Lucasfilm is discussing a potential spin-off movie for the sequel trilogy, which of course is sure to raise some eyebrows amongst the Star Wars fans, saying in quote, Lucasfilm is discussing a spin-off film to the sequel trilogy. It's unclear for which character and or characters, ending that quote right there. Now, Richmond had also made it clear in cut that it is simply unknown what character this particular spin-off movie would be centered on, or if it would actually even be maybe a group of characters. But I think when it gets to that point, then you're kind of looking at more of kind of like an episode 10, I think, to a point. But you can also argue, like, yeah, other Star Wars spin-off movies did focus on groups of characters much rather than just one centric character, like Rogue One and Solo. A sequel trilogy spin-off would likely be the most kind of splitting thing that Star Wars spin-off movies have done quite yet. Definitely Solo was kind of pushing it there with having a lot of recasts, but that was definitely something to be necessary. I don't know what else you would want them to do. Of course, the sequel trilogy are not also very precisely the most universally beloved movies upon release, and have also become more controversial, it seems, as time has passed. To a point, I honestly disagree with that. This project could potentially reopen those wounds for fans who had felt the burn by the last 3 mainline Star Wars movies, and maybe begin to pave the way for something new. Star Wars is finally set to return to theaters in May of 2026 with the release of Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. This will kick off a new era for A Galaxy Far, Far Away, with more movies already planned for the long-running sci-fi series, and acting as a bit of the end of the hiatus and a new stroll of movies coming out, kind of that same run that we saw from 2015 to 2019, with having a new Star Wars movie to look forward to every year. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case, but definitely well could be. Either, you know, which way, it's still a much more of a consistency than with what we're having right now. Let me know what you guys all think in the comments down below. Thanks so much for joining us today, Star Wars fans. If you're passionate about all things of A Galaxy Far, Far Away, whether it's the movies, TV shows, legends, or deep dives into more Star Wars lore, you've come to the right place. We're here to talk about everything from the rise of the Jedi to the fall of the Empire and so much more. We break down your favorite characters, unpack hidden Easter eggs, and give you our predictions for the next big adventure in the Star Wars universe. And whether you're a Padawan or a seasoned Jedi Master, we've got something for you. And if you want to take your Star Wars fandom to the next level, make sure to check out our online merch shop linked in the description down below. We've also got a couple of codes for you guys to get some cash off, so definitely use those. But we offer anything from t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and so much more, so check those out. You'll also find a couple of affiliate links down there as well. At no additional cost, you can support the channel. So check out our links in the description down below. Don't also forget to follow us on our social medias as well for even more Star Wars content. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook, and bringing you all of the latest updates, behind the scenes sneak peeks, and all of the Star Wars fun that you can handle. All linked in the description down below. And thanks so much for being a part of the Star Wars family. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future updates and videos here on the channel. Remember to never stop exploring the galaxy, and may the Force be with you always. Peace out.